Alright, second station of the circuit training. If you have not checked out the first video yet, I encourage you to. I discuss all about setting up stations in your workout space. So I hope you have continued those exercises for at least another round, if not 3 or 4. But I'm going to show you the next set of rotations now. I've got my kettlebells here again. This time we're working the shoulders. So we're going to come up for 2 and down for 2, and then we're going to come out and up for 2 and down for 2, and then back again. That is one full rotation. Making sure that we maintain intensity in those muscle groups as we come out and up. For the 6th rotation, the kettlebells come forward this time, and it's a nice lower back stretch. We're going to come all the way down past the knees. Try and get as close to those toes as you can, and come back up. Make sure we're engaging that core as we lift ourselves back up. That's going to give us a nice core stretch. So down and back up, nice and slow and a nice 2 count. This isn't about speed, it's about repetition. And we want to maintain form on all of our exercises. Then we're returning to the trampoline. This time we're running in place. Nice knee lifts. Try and get those knees as high as you can. The higher you get that knee, if you can get it up to the belly button or higher, you're really going to engage that core. So it's going to get a nice sweat going. And we're pumping those arms, continuing that bicep stretch as we move. And station 3, we're coming back to the ropes. This time, nice circular twist. You can either go inward, or you can twist outward, or switch it up. One time through, go this way. On your next time around, switch it up. 4, we are returning to our 10-pound wheel. This time it's a tricep extension, so we're coming back. We're going to start down, and we're going to pump up. Nice 2 count. Make sure we're fully engaging those tricep muscles as we go down and up. And then lastly, again, to this little tube guy here. This time we're kicking back. So we're going to come forward. Leg's going to go straight back. And we're just going to kick that back against the wall. And the wall, what it's going to do is going to bounce off the wall. It's going to come back towards us. We're just going to continue to kick it. Leg stays perfectly straight. Do not bend the knee. And then again back to station 6. And here we go. Grab those kettlebells, up for 2, down for 2, and then we come forward, getting a nice stretch into those shoulder muscles. Make sure we're maintaining intensity all the way back down. A lot of people like to release as soon as they get to the top. You're getting a much deeper stretch if you hold those muscles tight on your way back down. And again, we're doing this for a whole minute, so make sure we're breathing deep and when we start to get that fatigue. I know a minute doesn't sound like a long time, but when you get to those last 10 seconds, those muscles are going to be screaming. So make sure you're getting some good oxygen into those muscle groups. And 1 minute, nice. And onto the trampoline. This time we're running in place. Knee lifts, get that knee nice and high as you can. Pump those arms. We want to get a nice fatigue, stretch out all those muscles in the lower and upper body. Again, this is a minute exercise. We are going to get fatigue, so make sure you're getting some good air into those muscle groups. Nice deep breaths, in and out. All right, 1 minute. Nice. And grab our ropes. We're going to come back. This time it's rotations. You can go this direction, you can go this direction. Switch it up. Next time you go through the rotations, go the other direction. It really doesn't matter which way you start on, but you want to get a nice variety. And again, we're going for a minute, so make sure we're breathing. This is another one of those exercises that's going to fatigue you quickly. So you're going to need that good oxygen getting into those muscle groups. And 1 minute, nice. Come over to our 10-pound wheel. Tricep extensions this time. We're going to start low, back behind the neck, and come up nice and high, just on a 2 count. Make sure we're getting a good stretch into those muscles. Maintaining intensity in those muscle groups all the way up and all the way back down, not releasing until we get behind the neck. Again, nice deep breaths. This is another one that will wear you out. Make sure we're getting oxygen. Alright, that is a minute. Over here to the inflatable tube. We're going to come forward a little bit, and we're kicking that leg back. Nice and straight, do not bend the knee. We're working our glutes here. And those upper hips. Again, this is a minute exercise, so it's not so much about speed, it's more about repetitions. On that tube, it's more just of a buffer to keep us from going into the wall. And what's nice is it bounces back. So it gives us a little resistance as we stretch deep into those muscles. And 1 minute, nice. And pick up those kettlebells again. This time we're starting with kettlebells in front. We're leaning forward into a nice deep stretch, going past those knees. You're going to feel it deep into those calves. We're also hitting that lower back a little bit. Make sure you engage that core as you come up. It's always good to engage those core muscles. Not only are you getting a good workout in that core, it's going to help develop a sweat, and it's also going to help with that stability. And just a nice 2 count. We're not looking for speed here, we're looking for repetitions. We want to maintain intensity in those muscle groups all the way up and down, getting a nice full extension. And 1 minute, nice. Let me hit that timer. Alright, so that is a full rotation of the second set. I am going to cut it down there, but I hope that you guys continue, at least do a second set, if not 3 or 4. And I'm going to move on to the last station of exercises. Until next time.